What's up, guys? I'm back with another movie review. Today I'm here to talk about the 2018 remake of Death Wish. The plot line is pretty much what you'd expect from a remake of Death Wish. Bruce Willis plays Paul Kersey, who is an affluent surgeon. He's got a big house, a thriving career, nice car, loving wife, daughter who's on the brink of going off to college. Everything is coming up roses for Paul. And unfortunately, whenever he's at a restaurant for dinner, and he's talking to his family about an upcoming birthday celebration, and the valet overhears and understands that, hey, these rich people aren't going to be at home on this night. So while he's bringing the car around, he goes into their GPS, gets their address, and they go and rob the place, not knowing that there's been a change of plans, and the daughter and the wife come home. The burglars find them, end up killing the wife, severely injuring the daughter. She's in a coma. Paul finds out, of course, he's devastated. He's at his daughter's side, reading to her, doing everything he can to, be there for her, even though she's in a coma. At the same time, he is just driven to find out, why this happened, who was responsible for it. The police don't really seem to be of much help because they've got a whole wall filled up with murders. The city of Chicago is basically murder central in the timeline of this movie. So there's just things just are not looking like this is ever going to get solved. And so slowly, well, not so slowly actually, but he starts to just be like, hey, maybe I need to take, the law into my own hands. Maybe I need to start, kind of standing up for myself and, try to avenge my family. And that's the core storyline here. So the issue is, it is a remake. I love Death Wish. I love Charles Bronson. This movie was never going to be Death Wish, or especially the sequels, because those kind of movies are just not going to be made in the 2018 political climate and social climate. But I will say that Eli Roth did at least try to make this one kind of nasty, but he did put in like a lot of dark humor, which kind of diffuses it, which it's still entertaining. But essentially, this is not as it's not the pure exploitation movie that I was hoping for, but it's definitely kind of a throwback for people who like the old school canon movies. It definitely has a little bit of exploitation to it. The first half of the movie is basically introducing us to Paul and kind of what's all going on in his life, even outside of his family and this crime, what's going on with his brother, showing him repeatedly going to the police. So he's not like he just called up the police one time and then decided to, buy a gun. It shows him going to kind of buy a gun. It's just kind of slow, to be honest. And it's not that I mind, because if it was like a really well done descent into chaos, it would have been okay, but it's really not. It's not boring, but it's just like not much happens. It's just Paul is Paul, and eventually he just gets fed up, but it's not like there's this slow unraveling. And even honestly in the Bronson version, it wasn't a subtle, careful descent, but it was definitely there, whereas in this it's just kind of he just wakes up one day and decides that he's had enough of relying on the police. The second half of the movie definitely picks up once the Death Wish part of it comes in. It is Eli Roth, so there is some violence in it, but honestly not that crazy. I do appreciate, though, that it starts off with like a few little bursts, and then it just like snowballs down the hill into a close to the finale, just things completely come unhinged, and then they kind of get reeled in again, and then we get a nice burst of violence for the finale. I like those parts of it. I'm not gonna lie, I came into Death Wish to see violence and exploitation, and it does that somewhat, especially in the second half, but it's not this just balls to the wall crazy exploitation movie that I was really hoping for. I feel like Eli Roth really dialed it in when he didn't need to, and I don't know if that was just political pressure or he didn't want to make just a completely nuts movie, or because of the situation with guns in real life. I don't know. But anyway, it's definitely a reeled in version, although some people still find it to be shocking. And I agree, if you didn't come into it looking for exploitation, if you came into it looking for just a serious drama, then yeah, this is quite a bit of violence. But it's not just this ridiculous amount of violence like I went into it hoping for, which I know that might make me a bad person, but whatever. I go to see a vigilante justice movie because I want to see crazy vigilante justice style exploitation. Bruce Willis is a terrible choice for the lead. I don't really like him. He doesn't do much, and I don't know if he's just trying to channel Bronson, who was kind of a minimalist, to be kind, but I don't know. His kind of cold, icy demeanor, I think, kind of works in a way, because it's like, yeah, I can see this guy flipping into, that. So in the end, it's definitely not on the same level as the original Death Wish movies, but it's better than I expected. It's more violent than I expected. It's not as violent as I hoped, but whatever. The last half is a lot of fun. Even the first half is at least mildly entertaining. So if you're a fan of the old canon movies, or you just want to just kind of see a movie that is just fun, if you think violence is fun in movies like I do, it's definitely doesn't make any political statements or social statements. It's just goofy. It definitely has some humor in it as well. So sorry this is taking forever, but I liked it more than I thought I was going to. I'll say that, but I still prefer the originals, obviously. But it was just kind of cool to get a movie like this now, even if it is kind of a watered down version. If you want to read my full write-up, you can at markfusion.com, as well as over 1,000 other movie reviews. There's also hundreds and hundreds of movie reviews right here in this playlist. If you want to check out some of the older videos, that would be an awesome way to help me and support the channel. I'm also on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, all that kind of fun stuff at markfusion. On Patreon, $5 a month gets you exclusive content. And Letterboxd, where you can check out what I might have coming up on the channel. I post what I'm watching there, and so you might get an idea of what might pop up here. But the best way you can help me out is just to hit that sub button. Free, easy, and it's like 6 minutes. This is way too long, so I'll just cut that short. Thank you for watching this Death Wish video. I do appreciate it. Like I said, it's a good movie. It's a fun movie, but it's not a classic. It's just kind of a, fun, brisk, quasi-exploitation movie. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll see you soon.